Do you sometimes look at other summoners, Lady Ds, and think, it just seems so much more robust than mine? They look like they're having so much more fun when they play with their Lady D than when I play with my Lady D. Why is that? Now, I recognize she's good. I do think this is a good champion, but I also find myself just wanting a bit more out of my Lady D. And I see other people, and they're having a great time and pulling off great fights. I'm going to show you a bunch of fights that show you how great she can be. And then another one I think kind of highlights this Lady D could be more robust and fulfilling. Okay, we're going to look at a series of fights, all where she is good. I do recognize that this is a very powerful champion. And I'll give a little bit of a synopsis at the end. But like I said in the intro, I'm not getting the results that I see other people getting and that I really want out of her in order for her to be someone that I am super excited about. Now, I do think the difference is that she's not awakened. All of these fights are going to be with the 7-star rank 2 unawakened. But it's a 7-star, so you're expecting her to make it up, right? And how powerful the 7 stars are. But watch this. Now, nothing can be taken away. The awakened ability has nothing to do with what makes her such a great Weapon X counter. And I do really like that. She appears to be by far the best Weapon X counter in the game, as you're going to see by this. And that's all due to this bullet point here in her heal block, okay? On her second medium attack, she's going to land that heal block, and you can see it up there. Now, it is a debuff, but that's fine. And when mutants have it, they can't gain unstoppable or unblockable, which just dismantles Weapon X, right? He is, as we say in the MCoC YouTube community, he is an absolute potato unless you're running into his heavy attack like I just did. But even with that mistake, with that error, you see that that was a phenomenal time against Weapon X. It's very, very good. And I'm going to show you a couple more. Like, she's great. She's really designed it. 50,000, right? In a meta where you're getting a bleed, she does have that really nice bleed resistance, okay? So now we're going to go up against this Domino, which is another great counter for her, okay? Her ability accuracy cannot be reduced against mutants. But, and that's what the thing with her is, she still has some chance to fail sort of things. What I mean by that is, I think it's when you're in ferocity, you have a chance to go unstoppable when the opponent throws their special attack. Unfortunately, it's not a guaranteed or 100% scenario, which means that if it doesn't happen, you're still going to get the crit damage or the crit fail damage from Domino, just the way Domino works. That's a Domino issue, but when it comes into someone that you're like hunting mutants with that is accentuated by hunting mutants, getting that crit fail damage is just, honestly, I think infuriating. Now I'm showing you this one because it's a 7-star Domino. Showed you about the right health pool. She's not punching down, being the Lady DS, but it was unawakened. So I suffered none of that crit fail damage. But if you go against a regular Domino who's awakened, you may end up with crit fail damage in a fight where you thought you were going to be completely immune to it. There's ways around it. You can get more of it. I believe it's the armor ups. But again, going back to the awakened ability and how important I think it is. Now, here's the fight. I think this is the one where I wanted to show. Yeah, okay. Here's the one, because right now you're like, dude, what are you complaining about? She just dismantled 2 very tough mutant defenders. Not sure I understand the problem here, Vega. Well, here it is. This meta is perfectly designed for her, right? Like, you're getting these bleeds when you parry. She's got reducing potency by 90%. And the willpower mastery is reduced by 50%, so fine. So you can see we're not losing health from these bleeds or anything like that. Also, the defenders are getting this really pretty beefy heal. If you remember this meta, that it could get going a lot if you were staying very close. And she's just handling this. Now we're landing some intercepts against this Nick Fury. And this is going well. I also am going to the SB2 route. I do really like that in nodes or in fights where you think you may end up wanting to block at some point. I didn't find that it was really any slower than going SP1 to get into your ferocity. So, you know, I've been showing that in all these fights. If you're like kind of impressed and you're excited about Lady Deathstrike, I think you can see like how well, right there, you can see all that working out well. It's 2 mini blocked hits, so it did harm me there a little bit. But there's really not much I could do against this Nick, who is now stun immune. And essentially, we're getting into this. We're going to get our heal block up here right now, use our striker, go in and throw our special 2. And this is going to be about it. So ultimately, I do think this was pretty good. If we hadn't lost our ferocity, maybe this fight would have gone a little bit faster, but I'm not really sure how else one could have managed the fight. If you know, or you have ideas, let me know. And you can see we still lost. We still lost. Hulkling, not bleed immune or anything like that. So I don't think we can really say that this was like his meta. Hey, I know that's going to be kind of a weird cut. Sometimes family calls, work calls, these things happen. But I do want to finish up that thought is, you know, I think some people are going to look at that and say like, wow, look how great she did against Nick Fury. That's not really a champion she's designed to counter. And I agree with that. I also am more and more wanting champions though that have like these broader utilities. Some of her utility is limited to mutants. Now, the point of this, though, is really to highlight what the Awakened ability does. We're going to take a look at one more fight that's very impressive from her. It's against a Storm X, and I did it on stream. And then when that's over, I'm going to give kind of my final conclusions on Lady Deathstrike. This feels like it is shouting Lady Deathstrike. Although, for some reason, I have actually been struggling with Storm X's SP1. I've had it down so good, and for whatever reason, the last like 2 months, I've been struggling with it again. All right. Hopefully I do this well, guys. I don't know if it's smart to get tired in arena, so go do battlegrounds, but here we go. That was an accident. That'll come back to bite me, I'm sure. See, do you guys understand what I'm saying? She's horrible. She is terrible. There's no reason anyone should ever want her. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I get things wrong sometimes. Maybe she's really good. I don't know. Don't ask me these questions. So in conclusion, she's clearly very powerful. I think this is another well-built champion. They kind of all have been in this year. But I really wanted to highlight and point out how much I believe this Awakened ability opens up for her. Now, clearly I still got the Nick Fury fight down. That's not her natural counter. I get all of that. What I really want to highlight is that I think this Awakened ability is a big deal as far as like increasing her ramp, as far as like making it shorter and making it more powerful. And then also that third bullet point, and I believe it was Simula who showed some of the longer form content where she really can be great, opens that up too. If you pull her as a 7-star, I think you're happy because you got one of these new 2023 champions. They're very good. They're very well made. And you've got a nice future situation. I'm not like angry that I have mine as a rank 2. But you got her as a 6-star and you like what she does and you enjoy playing her, I think you're really happy that you have the 6 because you're going to be able to more easily awaken her, get that signature ability up, and have a really good time. Not all of her utility is tied in just against mutants. So I'm nitpicking here a little bit, and that's what we kind of need to do when we're trying to give our opinion on champions. If I just told you everyone's great and just left it at that, wouldn't be very helpful. Yes, I would prefer that it wasn't all tied into mutants, or that not all of them were tied into mutants. But I accept that she has a lot of utility outside of it that is not tied to mutants. And being able to handle Domino, it's a pretty good thing. As usual, let me know what you think we got right, what you think you got wrong. If you're watching this way in the future and you've pulled her to 6-star and you're loving her, please do let me know. I always appreciate that. And I hope everyone's enjoying their Lady Ds out there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.